Thinking fast and slow. Welcome to a grand tour of your mind. Imagine for a moment that there are two voices in your head. Not quite a split personality, but more like two modes of thinking. The first is quick, intuitive, and a bit of a daredevil. Let's call this fast thinking mode Flash. Flash takes leaps, sees patterns where there are none, and is quick to take shortcuts. It's great at making snap judgments, like sensing danger while crossing the street. Then there's your other voice. Let's name this one Reason. Reason is more like a wise old owl. It takes its time, analyzes every detail, checks the facts twice, and sometimes hesitates so much that it misses taking action entirely. This slow thinking mode excels in careful planning and decision-making. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman, the original guide on this mental journey, introduced us to this intriguing duo in his groundbreaking work, Thinking Fast and Slow. Through captivating studies and revealing anecdotes, Kahneman showed us how Flash and Reason interact inside the brain, each vying for control in different situations. You're about to discover just how these two parts of your psyche help, and sometimes hinder you, as you navigate the complex maze of daily life. But fear not, for by the time we reach the end of our journey, you'll have the tools to recognize which part of your mind is steering the ship and how to ensure it's the right one for the task at hand. So, let's dive into this mesmerizing mental menagerie and unlock the secrets of your cognitive processes. Prepare to see yourself and your thoughts in a whole new light. Our story begins in a world that is both complex and incredibly nuanced, much like the theatre of human behavior. Imagine the labyrinthine halls of academia, where psychologists battled over how best to decode the human mind. Into this arena stepped Daniel Kahneman and his colleague Amos Tversky, armed not with armor, but with incisive questions and sharp experiments. In the 1970s, they embarked on a mission to understand how people really make decisions. What they uncovered was revolutionary. Humans think in two distinct ways, which Kahneman later popularized in his book, Thinking Fast and Slow. Their research bridged the chasm between psychology and economics, revealing surprising details about our decision-making processes. By identifying the two systems, one fast, one slow, they not only changed our understanding of psychology, but also laid the foundations for behavioral economics, influencing everything from policymaking to marketing strategies worldwide. The research was groundbreaking, akin to finding the Rosetta Stone of modern cognition. Kahneman and Tversky showed us that while our fast-thinking mode is essential for survival, it can also lead to errors and biases. These insights have practical implications beyond the laboratory, offering clarity in our cluttered, everyday decisions. Their work reminds us that by understanding how we think, we can learn to harness the strengths of both Flash and Reason. Let's carry this historical perspective forward as we delve deeper into how recognizing these modes can improve our lives. Imagine you're navigating a bustling city street. Suddenly, a bicyclist zooms towards you. Flash kicks in instantly. Without thinking, you step aside, narrowly avoiding a collision. Later, while choosing a new laptop, you deliberate for ages, balancing features and price, a task for Reason. Kahneman's insights reveal why these differences matter. System 1, or Flash, excels in making quick decisions with minimal information. It's your inner autopilot, intuitive and effortless. However, it often relies on shortcuts known as heuristics, which can lead to cognitive biases like overconfidence and stereotyping. System 2, or reason, is more of a chess grandmaster, pondering each move carefully. It requires effort and focus, but it's the hero of deep problem solving. Yet it's not without faults. Overthinking can lead to analysis paralysis, where decisions become too laborious. Acknowledging these systems helps us see why we make decisions the way we do, whether it's choosing what to eat or navigating a moral quandary. Knowing which system is at work lets us adjust our approach. Are you operating on autopilot, or is this a moment that deserves careful consideration? As we explore further, equip yourself with the knowledge to ask, is my mind in the right gear for the task at hand? Let's see how these thinking modes play out in everyday scenarios. Picture a morning routine. The alarm rings, and without pondering the implications of time, flash gets you out of bed with a habitual jolt. You're on autopilot as you shower, dress, and grab your breakfast. The decisions are rapid and unconscious. Later, at work, you're faced with a challenging project. This is where reason takes the reins. You analyze past successes, consider resources, and devise a strategy. You must weigh options like a detective piecing together clues. Here's another scenario. You're grocery shopping. Flash helps you navigate the crowded aisles and snatch familiar items. But beware, marketers are savvy about your habits. They use bright colors and limited time offers to trigger your quick thinking mode, often leading to impulse buys. The dynamics between flash and reason illuminate many life aspects, from choosing breakfast cereals to strategic business decisions. By being conscious of which mode is in play, you can minimize the pitfalls of impulsivity or indecision, turning mundane choices into opportunities for self-awareness and refined judgment. Next, we'll dive into practical techniques to better balance these processes in real-world applications. Let's get hands-on. You now know the actors in your mental play, but how to direct them effectively. Here's a scenario. You're buying a phone. Initially, Flash points out brand loyalties and eye-catching designs. But to make a wise purchase, summon reason. Write a pros and cons list, set a budget, and read reviews. Balance gut feeling with structured logic. Use mental cues like, is this my first reaction, or have I pondered this? It helps untangle impulsive from reasoned decisions. In high-pressure moments like sports, rely on Flash's swift instincts. It's honed by experience. But in financial planning or career changes, ensure reason has its turn. A technique called pre-mortem can be your ally. Imagine a decision failing. What went wrong? Anticipating pitfalls activates reason, letting you plan robust solutions beforehand. Train yourself with small choices. What to cook for dinner? Then graduate to bigger ones. Acknowledge when each system shines and appreciate their tug-of-war. Through practice, you'll nimbly swap between these modes, enhancing decision quality. It's not about choosing one over the other, but about choreographing a dance between the two, ensuring every decision resonates with wisdom and intuition. Ready to level up? Let's explore advanced techniques that turn these mental actors into a harmonious duo. First, cognitive switching involves training your brain to alternate modes effectively. Try timed exercises. Solve a Rubik's Cube, reason, followed by a quick word association game, Flash. Acknowledge each system's cues. Learn their languages. Now, refine your skills with dual awareness, an inner mindfulness of when to call on flash or reason. While resolving conflicts, start with flash's empathy to understand emotions quickly, and slowly bring in reason to untangle complex solutions. Ever find yourself stuck in a creative rut? Flash may jump to whimsical ideas, but reason can converge these flights into feasible plans. Set creative limits that push boundaries, but allow for reason's refining influence. Another strategy, or walks, boosts cognitive flexibility. As you wander, let flash delight in novel experiences while reason processes reflections, finding surprise and structure in tandem. This symphony of systems, when finely tuned, turns everyday scenes into orchestrated performances of mental agility. And as you grow adept, recognize the beauty in both split-second brilliance and deep contemplation. It's not just thinking fast or slow, it's thinking wisely. As we wrap up, it's essential to consider the ethics of harnessing your mind's powers. Understanding cognitive biases and fast-thinking shortcuts arm you with influence, not just over your thoughts, but potentially others. It's vital to wield this knowledge with integrity. Imagine using Flash's instincts to persuade. Carefully navigate this power, convince responsibly, ensuring transparency and trust. Manipulative advertising often exploits these shortcuts, feeding on instant reactions. Be wary of such tactics, both as a consumer and communicator. In leadership, flash decisions can inspire quick actions, but ethical leaders also invoke reason to ensure fairness and long-term vision. Embrace reflection before decisions affecting others. Prioritize clarity and consent, embracing questioning over assumption. By nurturing awareness, apply these principles to better yourself and bolster communities. When we respect our dual systems interplay, we not only become effective thinkers, but also ethical ones, cultivating environments where knowledge illuminates paths rather than casting shadows. So, as you walk forth, remember, you now hold the key to your mental atlas. Embrace this duality with care, and your journey will be one of discovery, not just of decisions, but of the nuanced interplay between speed and scrutiny, intuition and deliberation. This, dear reader, is not an end, but a beginning.